Hey there, it's Matilda here, and I recently got a question from a woman about the ever-elusive Scorpio guy. She asked, "Matilda, I've been talking to this Scorpio guy on and off for a while now, and he's driving me absolutely crazy. I think he might be into me, but I just can't get a read on him. How do I figure out where we stand?" And this is far from the first message that I've received like this about the Scorpio man. These secretive men are notorious for keeping their cards close to their chest, and when they're really into someone, they rarely make it obvious. Quite simply, trying to decipher them can feel like an absolute minefield, even if you're actually highly compatible. By the way, if you want to test your compatibility, you can go to compatiblestars.com for a free compatibility reading. But the good news is, as much as he might try to hide it, there are some subtle but revealing signs that can give away his true intentions. So here are 9 of the biggest signs that the Scorpio guy is secretly obsessed with you. 1. He stares a lot. Now, if you catch him looking into your eyes with that intense and penetrating Scorpio gaze, then that is a giveaway sign that he is into you. That intense gaze they are so notorious for is usually only reserved for those who truly capture his attention. You might also notice him staring from across the room, but being a little bit unwilling to approach. If he's acting like a shy and timid puppy dog who is staring but not fetching, then that is a telltale sign that the Scorpio guy is into you. 2. He lets you take the lead. As much as I love them, Scorpio men do tend to be control freaks sometimes. They have a really strong, dominant, and power-hungry nature and are usually determined to be in control of every situation. But when they become particularly enamored with someone, they will actually be willing to give up some of that control and even allow you to take the lead. So if he's letting you call the shots and make decisions about where you're going to go, what you're going to do together, and just the general direction the two of you are heading in, it shows that he not only trusts you, but is also really digging your vibe. 3. He tells you his secrets. There are few men more intensely private than Scorpio men, and they don't go around revealing intimate details about their lives to just anyone. So if you catch him really letting his guard down and sharing some of his deepest secrets and desires, then you can be sure you're in with a shot. If he allows himself to be vulnerable around you and gives you a glimpse of the man behind the mask, that's a pretty big deal for him. He only shares these types of details with a very small number of people, so pay attention the next time he opens up, because he's likely trying to forge a deeper connection. 4. He tests you by playing hard to get. One of the most confusing things about the Scorpio guy is that he has a habit of playing mind games, so don't be surprised if he suddenly plays hard to get or gives off a bunch of mixed signals. In fact, if he's really into you, there's a very good chance it will happen at some point. He might suddenly drop off the map and go no contact for a while, then come back with even more eagerness than before. It can definitely be frustrating AF, but in his mind, he's trying to get a read on you and gauge just how committed and interested you really are. If he's playing silly games over text that make you want to pull your hair out, send him one of the texts I put up at scorpex.com, which are specifically designed to cut through all of the BS and escalate things to something more serious. 5. He gets jealous but tries to hide it. It's no secret that Scorpio guys can be a little bit prone to jealousy, especially in their relationships. And as much as he might try to hide it, he's usually not very good at doing so. It's usually written all over his face. So if he suddenly starts to act weird the moment you drop another guy's name into the conversation, take note, because he's showing his cards and revealing how strongly he feels about you. If he subtly, or not so subtly, asks about who you've been texting or what you did over the weekend, then it's likely he's vying for your attention and doesn't want the competition. 6. He gets a bit awkward around you. Scorpio men are normally masters at masking their emotions and projecting total confidence and self-assurance. But when he's with someone he has strong feelings for, it can throw him off his game. If he comes across as a little bashful and more anxious than his usual calm demeanor, it could be because he's trying to play it cool, but is struggling to hide his feelings for you. 7. His protective streak comes out. When Scorpio men really care about someone, their protective instincts come out in a big way, sometimes to the point of being a bit possessive. These men love to play the role of the hero and will go out of their way to make that happen. So if he's going out of his way to walk you home at night or constantly checking in to see if you need anything, that's likely his protective instinct kicking in, another strong indicator that he's kind of obsessed with you. 8. He's always fishing for information about you. When a Scorpio guy is into you, he can get inquisitive as hell. He might turn into Sherlock Holmes overnight, constantly probing for information and wanting to learn more about you. If he's asking really personal questions about your childhood or your goals, it's likely because he's intrigued by you and wants to understand what makes you tick. If he's also sleuthing your social media or remembers every small detail you've shared, you can bet that this Scorpio man has his eyes on you. 9. He initiates deep conversations. Finally, when a Scorpio guy really likes you, he instinctively wants to connect with you on a deeper level. He's not one for small talk or superficial connections and loves engaging in intense, real, and raw conversations. So if he skips the small talk and steers the conversation into deep and philosophical territory, speaking with a level of passion only a Scorpio can muster, then there's no doubt about it. He wants to get to know you a whole lot better.
Thank you for being part of today's horoscope forecast. Your feedback is important for us to improve and provide better insights. If you found our show helpful, please consider rating it. For an uninterrupted, ad-free experience, simply click the link in the description. Your support helps us to continue creating valuable content. Thank you for being here and see you tomorrow.